All right, so I'm reviewing MB's video. What's funny is this enclosure is way too large for the 8. And there's actually extra room on here. You could actually put 2 10s and it would perform much better. But you know, MB likes taking a little tiny wiener thing and trying to make it seem like it's bigger. That's my gay shit. What was that other guy?
Good morning. I'm sorry, Robert.
Oh, no, not that. No. There it is. So SQ Silverado, he doesn't really, I mean, this is not even really a review. He's just going over some instructional stuff. So I forget, somebody was like, tear his ass apart. I'm like, no. Like, if you want to spend your money on expensive stuff, that's fine. So, I don't, you know, I don't think this is a good value. That's all. And it also has a weird, you know, surround system that, how do I say this? It's dumb. It's unnecessary. Does it look cool? Absolutely. Absolutely. When I first saw this, I was like, oh yeah, that's really cool. It's a unique design. In fact, it's so unique it got a patent. So, but the patent's expired. And there's new owners to the brand, which is Garmin, and that's probably why Big Dummy is doing sponsors for them, because he's like, hey, you should give me some money. I got 42,000 subscribers. Give me some money, and they'll give him money. It's fine. That's how it works. As far as the W8 goes, there's just a lot of problems that I see with it. And again, the only solution that I see as far as a high performance 8 is for me to build my own. And the more that I look at it, the more I don't want to get into that bigger stuff. One of the things that he points out here, though, I'm sorry I don't know your name, SQ Silverado, is the 500 watt RMS power handling. I'm like, that is pretty unusual, especially because I think the voice coil, let's go look it up real quick. The voice coil is pretty small. I know it's very small on the 10 W7, and so it's going to be proportionally smaller on the 8. I imagine it's actually the audio legend Curtis Navarro is we're doing 4 of the 8s. So we got 4 of the 10W7 motors, and we're building 8s out of them. So just as kind of an experimental treat to see how they turn out. The difficulty is going to be how light the voice coils are. I just ordered the voice coils from Florida Bass, and yeah, I'm going to have to put a really soft suspension on there. There it is. And again, my production cost on that is probably $100, and I think he only paid like $200, $250, something like that, which I think is even too much. But let's see, specifications, physical, no, that's outer, general, no, let's see what it recommends for ported. 1 cubic foot, yeah. That's on the big side. Sealed should be half that. 0.87. No, you're in the same area. Oops. Let's go through it real quick. This subwoofer has been called the best damn 8-inch subwoofer ever made. Well, somebody said it. That doesn't mean it's true. And see, this looks cool. This looks very cool. You know, I really wish JL would actually release passive radiators that use the same clamping system, so that way they match. I think that would be free money for them. It would be interesting to see what they charge for a frame and a diaphragm. And then, like, you know, a Tilo inspired variable mass you know, device that you can add and subtract mass for, depending on how large the enclosure is. I don't see it. It doesn't tell you. It's not telling me how big the voice coil is. Technology. I'm just skimming this, by the way. Let me go look at the Crutchfield. Oh, go back. Let me look at the Crutchfield ad. Sometimes there's more information on the Crutchfield. Crutchfield, I really, again, the Crutchfield is expensive too. But what I like about Crutchfield is that they have real tech guys that get into this stuff. Again, their incentive, of course, is selling this and, you know, doubling their investment to you. 12, 7, 13. There it is. Low stock. Order now. It's a 3-ohm voice coil. It doesn't get into the $19mm X Max. God damn it, I'll have to see if I have one on the shelf. I certainly wouldn't recon it because it's a piece of shit. Or it's not even worth searching for parts. The other problem is that when you rebuild this, it's so disappointing for the end user. Especially even if they get it used. Like they like, hey, I picked this up for whatever, $300, $500, whatever used price is on these. And they're like, it doesn't do what I thought it would. And it's like, you know, it's when you got a big dummy hyping it up like as if it is, that's part of the problem. The other problem is just people's expectations of the money that they're paying. Like I've had guys flip out where, you know, they spent like, say, $300 and he's like, that was hard earned. And I was like, dude, how you earn your money is not up to me. I'm just giving you the best deal in the valley. If you want a better deal than that, go look for it. I don't know what to tell you. So, but that's just expectations of users. That's not anything science related. Where was I at? What was that Crutchfield? Says do not run free air. Sensitivity is 82, which for some people would be kind of low. The cutout is only 16 and 15/16. So basically a 7-inch hole. Excuse me. Parts and labor, only 1 year warranty. After that, you're fucked. God damn it. You're gonna make me Google it. Where's my talk to text? What size? What does it say? Coil 8W7JL. There we go. The Lord of Bass. The Lord of Bass has the 8W7 voice coil. It's $34, but it's out of stock. It's a 4-layer, 2-inch winding, 1.95 inches. Winding with, yeah, basically 50 millimeter. 4-layer capped on aluminum flat wire. Again, it'd be better if it was copper. Again, it's very soft suspension, so they like to keep the moving mass down. Inner diameter is 5.7 or 57 millimeter. So it's a 2.2 voice coil. Wait, that is a real, 2.25, so it's 2 1/4. Okay, because I was like, a lot of their voice coil standards are typically SAE. Let's go look real quick of the 10W7. voice coil. These are the ones that I order. 2.31. Yeah, see, that was kind of dumb on their part to create a completely different separate motor for the 8. You know, it'd be interesting is if they just, a lot of companies do this. Rockford Fosgate does it. Sundown kind of does it. Is like what used to be the 10W7 gets moved up as an 8. So the 8 ends up using the 10W7 motor, and then so on and so forth as the line goes up. And then that would give them a reason to reinvent the 13W7. I don't think they would do something like I would do, but here, let me show you what I did. Oh, this is what I did. This is the Dub7 motor. This is the quad stack version. I also make 5-stack versions. I think we did this out of necessity because at the time we had an overstock of the lower to base 13W7 coils, and I thought I'd never move through them, and I did. And I still have a bunch of motors. Oh, that's what I can use the extra ferrite for, because we didn't quite use up all the ferrite for the Vato Supreme build, so I can finish building these out too if you guys want to do something like this. This one, of course, I put it at probably about, as a 12, like 2,500. As a 15 or an 18, probably 3K on that same. It's a Kapton Former aluminum coil. It's not very hardy, but yeah, I told this one up for 13W7, 10-inch spider. And again, it was just meant to be just an alternative to the 13W7. Just as a fuck you. So, boy, I am a bitter bitch, aren't I? Jail's charging too much. Fucking crybaby Patrick. That's Gay Patrick. Gay Patrick invented that one right there. So if you want a Gay Patrick Dub7 motor, there you go. I don't know how to finish this video other than maybe just show you guys around a little bit. I think Ash might be, I don't know, we'll see. I think she might be mad at me. Which I find hilarious. But this one is almost done. This one is for Joseph. This was the HK motor. We ended up using a copper, I think D2. I forget which coil. This one had problems. This one had a bad voice coil. This one had a bad voice coil. So this is, of course, the 5x4 motor. I think Ash dropped it, but I can just paint over it. It's not a big deal. I think we only have 2 sold, and I have like 6 available. And then this is Jeremy's. It's ready to go. I'm gonna put the cone on, and then he's gonna get the red glossy fiber cap. I'll end up importing those for you guys in a couple of different sizes. Oh, I sent back the kit, and there is a 20% restocking fee, which I was not a fan of because the thing is $500, so it cost me $100 to find out it doesn't fit. That kind of sucks. And it's not prepaid shipping, so I had to pay shipping on that as well. But I have some Sundown ZV6 10s in. One of them, the cap came off, and so we're gonna prep the cap and try to put it back on. It'll be ready for tomorrow. And then we got the kit in from Dan Horner. Thank you, Dan, for including a Sundown dust cap, even though it was sent to me. Thank you for that, because the client wants it. I don't care. I don't hate Jacob. I'm just annoyed by Jacob because he's a petty little cunt. But you know, I can be a petty little cunt too. I think it's fun. But other than that, we're also doing some 10s. I'm doing some top assemblies for 12W7 motor, but then we'll do it as a removable top assembly 10-inch. What else? These were the triple stack Vato Extremes. One of the voice coils didn't turn out, so we're turning this into a single 2 ohm. And then this one I think is a dual 2 as a 10 with a copper coil, because I was kind of, the spider's a little stiffer on this one. This one, I wanted to use this frame, but the bolt pattern doesn't line up, but I think I can add it to this frame so that it'll fit. And this was my generic fix for that Merlin deal that I thought we were going to use. I had John Van Ree design me a coil that would fit like 3 different gaps. So because we had the Diamond Audio D3, and then we also had the Servo Vega VMAX, and then it also fit the Merlin, which I should have actually just gone with what was common. Again, when those guys give you tips, take them. This is a Cove Armageddon 3-inch model that I was inspired by the other one that we built. I wanted to do this one as a dual half, just to kind of be in the spirit of Cove. Gary Cove. Is that his name? Gary Cove? He's the guy that built up Lanzar and then sold it. And then he started Cove Audio for a couple years. And then I think he probably made enough money and then sold it and retired. And now he just hangs out with prostitutes and cocaine and speedboats. I think that was it. Oh, there's the other 10. That 12 is for sale. That was the Magic Base one. This 10 is for sale as well. The client ended up using the JL frame. The box that he had was the cutout was specifically for the JL frame, so it was good that I made that version of a 10-inch woofer for him using the other triple stack Sunshine Underground motor. This one is from the concept frame, and like I said, I got to do TSPs on this one today. And then we have this one for my buddy up north. This is the original inspiration, which is I think it's the level LVL3 motor from Lord of Bass triple stack. It's probably good for, as a 10, it's probably good for like 1,000 RMS. I would say a little bit more, but. And then we still got to do a video on the Sound Cube. I'd love to import just that motor, like a bolted version. And then we have some other ones. So there's a Scar EVL that didn't turn out. For some reason, both voice coils didn't work. So that tells me, because we had a batch of subs where the coils were not hooked up. They were not soldered properly. So I had to go through and talk to Ash about some quality issues. But I'm just glad that I test every one of these fuckers for you guys. And then we got this one finished. This one is the Shazbot motor, double stack, from that build house that makes Scar and Rockville and whoever. But it's a good hardy. I want to get TSPs on that fucker. And then, oh, this was the other SDR that I did a heavier, is it a heavier copper coil? Yeah, it's the D2 coil with a softer spider. I wanted to see how really low that can get. And then I got that Boston Acoustics back. I think that's the G2. Yep, G212. I actually really like this design, and what I really like, I wanted to talk to Wang Hai about, he was trying to reinvent the speaker terminal, but I like what Boston did here was, number one, the fuses, and these are, readily available, unlike the Rockford version, which requires a little module that you have to buy from Rockford. So I like that this uses standard ATC fuses from Boston, or not from, the work is from Boston, but this is just a regular stamp frame. In fact, you may recognize this from JL Audio's use of the same frame back in the old days, like the old W3, the stuff that was made in America. And not that it was better, just that's the frame that they use. This is a very standard frame. But I just like the terminals are this way instead of having it down here. It also keeps them out of the way, which is nice. I know a lot of people that will, like, I've talked about this, where see how this is oriented? And so they'll put it in the box and then they go, oh, I forgot the screws or whatever, and then they drop it, and the enclosure will then bang right there. So these fuses you can actually bend and it doesn't hurt them. So and you can also replace them if they ever does hurt them, but you're not going to bang off, you're less likely, I should say, less likely to bang off this terminal if it's up top rather than down below. And it's also just easier to grab, easier to squeeze. So, but I actually really like this. Very polycone, very cheap to build. I don't think they use an inner cap, but I will put this in the description that this is also a Boston G2 review. And then the motor is not that powerful. It's probably good for about 450 watts. I don't think it would break 500 watts. It's just a very small double stack. Reminds me of like, oh, that's what it was. Yeah, this is supposed to be equal to the P2, because Rockford has the P2 and then Boston had the G2. And then, oh, look at that. Fins, ventilation for the voice coil. That's very nice. This little soft piece that fits on top. This is modular, so you can use a standard motor. Put this module on top. This is the plastic module that holds the terminals. And then all the leads are on one side. Not that that's good, it's just easier to use for the user, but I think this is kind of confusing. I do like the diagram that they came up with. If you put just one fuse in the middle, that's wiring in series. If you put two in both locations, then it's in parallel. Yeah, that was it. And then this is of course very bumped, and it's vented quite large. So that's it for now. I'm gonna do one on this one. I've been meaning to get this out all week. It was just very difficult to get to a point where I could lift it and be able to move it over here to do a final demo video and then get this off. But yeah, I'm doing this right now. So love you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.